Now to a story of heroism in the cockpit. This weekend, a Delta flight was forced to make an emergency landing at JFK after its landing gear got stuck. A passenger captured the final moments before touchdown on his cell phone. CBS News correspondent Michelle Miller has the pictures and the story.
The cabin of Delta Flight 4951 from Atlanta was tensely quiet on approach when the pilot uttered this ominous warning.
Brace for impact.
The cell phone video shows passengers as they huddled and prayed. The flight attendant warned them to assume the crash position.
Heads down! Stay down!
The plane, operated by Delta regional carrier Atlantic Southeast Airlines, had only 2 of its 3 landing gear deployed. Firefighters and rescue crews stood by in fear of the plane exploding into a fireball. This was a call from the crew to the tower.
Rescue 1, there are 64 souls on board and 3,000 pounds of fuel.
People were emotional. There were tears, a lot of tears. You're in a tough situation.
As the pilot prepared to land, he uttered what could have been his last words.
Base 4951, roger. Yeah, that'll work.
At 8:20 p.m., he touched down, tipping the plane to the right, dragging its wing, and generating a shower of sparks.
When those sparks were flying, people were definitely, it was definitely scary.
It's a landing many are already comparing to the U.S. Airways Miracle on the Hudson from January 2009. One aviation expert says the skillful acts of the pilot prevented what could have been a disaster.
If this pilot doesn't do the landing by the book and do it skillfully, the consequences could be catastrophic.
No one on the flight was injured, and all were happy to walk away with only their nerves frayed.
It could have been bad, and it turned out to be a very smooth landing.
The pilot, whose name has not been released, is being hailed as an anonymous hero. Michelle Miller, CBS News, New York.
Well, I'm going to take away his anonymity and give due props this morning. We now know that he is 55-year-old Jack Conroy, and his family says that there couldn't have been a better captain at the helm because he's a retired Navy flyer with nerves of steel who handled that beautifully.
And how about that flight attendant, too? Sticking with it all the way down? Terrific stuff.